following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. I'm super excited about it. We have freestyle legend Stevie B coming on, and then we have actor, director, producer Oscar Torre coming on, and it's going to be a really fun show. But before any of that stuff happens, we got to say hello to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Wow, what an intro. He never usually gives me that kind of an intro. I have to pick up my dog because he's busting my chops. Come on, Astro, come on. Turn around.
Yay.
Hang on, everybody.
We want to say hi. B. Claudia just joined us in the chat room.
He has to be on my lap all the time.
Astro's here. B. Claudia just joined us in the chat room. Lady Lake is in the chat room. So hello. It's starting to fill up, and we're going to have a good time today.
Good. My little doggy loves me so much, and I love him so much, yes. And my little girl dog, I've got all the dogs around me here. Brandy's over here, and Astro. You never see Brandy. She's too big to pick up. She's all white and big and furry. Brandy, where are you, honey?
Oh, anyway, you can't pick her up. She's under your chair. Brandy's awesome, but she's like 35 pounds, so she's too big to pick up. Astro's only 7 pounds, so he can be picked up easy.
Hang on, my pillow fell.
Oh, your pillow fell.
Hang on.
So we have a big weekend coming up, you guys. We're very excited, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. We are going to my very dear friend, Danae Montague King's 80th birthday party. And Danae has taste like nobody else, and he's having this wonderful 80th birthday party, a sit-down dinner at the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles, which is the equivalent to the Hilton. You know, not the Hilton. Where's the one in New York? Anyway, it's the equivalent to any of the best.
Like hotels. The Plaza or something.
Like the Plaza Hotel. That's what I'm looking for. And it's a black tie event. And then we sleep over at the Biltmore because the very next day in the afternoon, we're off to the luxury gala Oscar party.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
It's a busy weekend. And then Sunday we come home and crash.
Well, Sunday night late, we come home and crash.
Right. And why Sunday night late?
Because the Academy Award party is on Sunday.
Oh, I thought it was in the afternoon.
It starts at 2, but it won't get done till 8 or 9 probably.
Really?
10. So we'll get home late.
Okay.
It'll be fun. Brandy, stop
that. But anyway,
that.
It's a lot of fun, and I'm excited about it.
Oh, we want to say hi to because we have. Oh, I forgot to turn the screen on behind us. We have Lady Lake's in there. Hey, Lady Lake, how are you? I forgot to turn this thing on. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's on. And I don't know. Everything's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Lots of cool things going on and lots of fun stuff going on. And I'm just happy about all of it.
I am also. My friend Danae Montague King is the creator and the founder of DMK Cosmetics and stuff. I use his stuff for years. He's got something that I don't know what it's called, but it's an oil you spray on your face. And I mean, the lines just disappear. They soften up and your face looks wonderful. It's called Repair. And I use Repair. I don't like to put a lot of stuff on my face, chemicals. You know, I never wash my face with soap. I haven't washed my face. Hey, Brandy, shut up. I haven't washed my face with soap in 50 years. My mother never did either. We don't believe in it. Soap is the worst thing for your face because soap has all kinds of stuff in it to break down molecules of dirt. So I've always just rinsed my face with water. And then, of course, I cleanse my face with olive oil. I do. I cleanse my face with olive oil. You know, the ancient Pompeians and Romans They did that. They put olive oil all over their body, and then with a stick, they went like this to get the olive oil off. And that's why we are called olive complected.
I didn't actually know that.
Not because we look like olives,
Well, we knew that.
but
Brandy, stop.
our complexion is due to olives. I ingest tremendous amounts of olive oil. It is a repair. Olive oil repairs your body. It's a wonderful thing. Everybody should do a lot of garlic, peppers, olive oil. That's what I had for dinner last night. I had a wonderful piece of chicken, a breast of chicken, half a breast, and I had peppers and onions in olive oil, sauteed. What could be more delicious? It was wonderful.
I had vegetable sushi and chicken.
Right, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Unless the sushi is like poisonous
It's a
crap.
smile for B. Hey, B, we're smiling for you. And looking at the camera. Hey, B, yay! B makes these fabulous, you guys, after the show promos for us that we share with the guests. And as a memento for coming on the show, and we put them out, and she's fabulous at it. So thank you very much, B. And we appreciate all you do for us. It's a lot of fun. And she's got her shirt. I sent her the dog, the star shirt of my poodle.
Does she like the
and
star?
She's wearing it now, but
that
we can't see it.
was Jimmy's dog, Star, who we loved very much.
Yes.
So now we have this little guy, this little Astro.
Astro, say hi to everybody.
Hi, Astro. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Everybody, hi.
It's going to be fun.
Hey, I like to dance. Do you like to dance?
So,
I like to dance and have romance.
Let me do a commercial real quick. So you guys, you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell every week. You can obviously see us live on W4C Ride Radio from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. We're also on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. And those are all the major platforms. We're on about 150 more, but those are the ones everybody kind of like knows. So it's a lot of fun, and we appreciate everybody for tuning in every week. We're having a good time. And,
but you have to tell everybody that we're worldwide.
Yes, we're worldwide.
We're seen all over the world by over 5 million, 4 point something or 5 million
almost
people.
5 million people
Almost 5 million people all over the world listen to us or watch us. I guess they're English-speaking people because we're not dubbed. So they have to be English-speaking people.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't actually know how that
works. But yeah, everybody, mostly people all over the world speak English. Educated people speak English all over the world. So who's on today?
So the first guest is going to be Stevie B. He's the freestyle legend. He's got
the disco king.
No, not disco. It's not disco.
What is he?
It's called freestyle.
What's freestyle?
It's a type of music like Joya does from Expose.
Yeah, it sounded like disco. What, they change things around?
No, that's just what it's called, freestyle music.
Yeah, but it's actually disco. Disco came before that.
But it's not. It doesn't sound anything like disco.
Oh, it does so.
No, it doesn't.
I could dance this. Oh no,
you dance to it. It's dance music.
I could hustle. I could do the hustle to that, to his music.
Absolutely. And then we have Oscar.
He is after. In other words, disco music came before him, and then he made it different than disco. But it is disco. It's a cousin to disco.
Well, it's dance music.
Well, we'll talk about it when
they have a whole thing called freestyle.
When he comes on, we'll talk about it.
And he's basically one of the biggest freestyle artists that there is, and we know a ton of them because we've had a ton of them on the show.
What does freestyle mean? I mean,
you went to the concert with Joya when we were in New Jersey with all those freestyle people.
I didn't understand it then either.
Okay, so
I mean, what is freestyle? I didn't see any difference. People dance the very same way they dance in all the clubs. Studio 54. People haven't stopped.
His songs would have been playing there.
People have not changed dancing in 30 years, 40 years. It's all the same dance. Freestyle. You don't hold the partner. You go break away and you do all that nonsense.
No, it has to do with the beats of the music, though. It's a totally different
kind of
kind of
it's to the beat of the music.
Kind of a freestyle has to do with that.
I dance. You know I'm a dancer. Yeah, I dance. I intend to dance this weekend at the Oscar party and at Janae's birthday party. 83 years old soon, and I still dance like a young guy. I like dancing, and dancing's a very, very healthy thing to do. It builds up the spirit. It makes you lose weight. It tones the muscles. It makes you feel good. If you dance really wild.
Here, freestyle music, also called Latin freestyle or Latin hip hop, is a form of electronic dance music that emerged in New York metropolitan area and Philadelphia, primarily among Hispanic Americans and Italian Americans in the 80s.
Yeah. And that was the same time as disco.
No, disco was in the 70s.
No, disco carried over.
Either way, it's phenomenal music.
Yeah.
He's got a million of hits. It's going to be fun. Then we have Oscar Torre coming on, who actually was on our show many years ago. He's done so many things like that. We'll talk about it with him.
You know what bugs me about this? All young, see, years ago, no one did a tattoo or wore a beard. Everybody was clean cut, very, very Miami Vice looking, you know, beautiful outfits. We all dressed well. We look like I look now. I'm still caught in a groove. I never progressed, as they said. And today, so the young people today did the opposite of me. They have beards and they have tattoos. Now, the young people that are growing up now, they don't want to look like the people of today with the beards and the tattoos. So God only knows what they're going to do. Every other generation wants to not be like their past generation. You know, no girl wants to look like her mother, wear stockings and a beautiful dress and have her hair done. That's mom. That's old lady. So they walk around like slobs with dresses and combat boots and dirty stringy hair to, you know, say who they are today. Now, the next generation coming up is not going to want to look like them, so they're going to change. I don't care. Anyway, whatever, it's a bore.
It doesn't make any
difference. The whole thing is a bore.
No, it's not.
It's a bore. I'm bored.
Well, what do you want me to
do?
You're
very handsome.
Thank you.
I love you.
So Don, I love you too. Don joined us. Don joined us.
Very much.
Say hi to Don.
No.
Hi, Don.
I'm not going to say hi.
She was at the doctor. She just showed up.
What's the matter? What are you doing at the doctor, Don? Getting a facelift, I hope.
No.
That's the only reason you should ever go to a doctor. I wish that on everybody. The only time you should ever go to a doctor is to get your face lifted. Never for an illness or anything else. I would like a facelift. I bet they're about $50,000 now. I couldn't imagine what they are.
I have no idea.
Years ago, they were like $25,000. I'd like a facelift. Look. Watch. Oh, my God. Look at the difference. Holy shit. Look at that. Oh, I look dirty. Look. Wow.
You look fine without it. And Don doesn't need a facelift.
I'm going to rob a bank.
He just doesn't want you to have health problems. That's why he said that.
Yeah. You know, not everybody could use a facelift after 30 or 40.
I'm fine.
A little nip.
I'll take wrinkles.
You covered it up with a beard. You shave that beard off, and you're going to see an old.
I don't have any wrinkles here.
You're full of shit. You're full of crap. You shave that beard off, you're going to see how you got jowls and puppet lines.
No, I don't have shit.
You got it all hidden under here. Look, if I did this, look how young I look. You can't see all this crap happening. Look at this. I got these things I hate and puppet lines. I look like a puppet.
You gotta love it. So anyway, it's gonna be fun.
And I'll walk.
Cook. No, I don't know.
No, cook.
You look like a guppy, like a fish. It's so much fun. I'm excited. Everything is.
Someone once said that to me. I was doing a commercial or something. I forgot what it was. An audition for one, and this young punk got annoyed with me because I said something or whatever. And you know what he said to me? Yeah. I'll put my hand up your ass and move your mouth or something. I think he said. Like a puppet. I thought how rude. People are rude today. You know, these young people say whatever they damn feel like it. There's no such thing as respect for older people. They're standing on our shoulders and bitching about it. What are you doing? You text messaging?
Yeah, because he said that he wants us to call him, and we can't call him. He has to call us. So talk. I'm working on it.
Oh, talk. Woo, talk.
See, I'm trying to find it.
I'll sing hallelujah, happy days are here again. Anyway, my doggy is the best doggy in the world. Look how cute he is. He's the cute 7 pounds of terror. Not really. He's a sweetheart. He just likes to go to Arby's. Jimmy eats at Arby's. Poison number 1. Poison, the food at Arby's, the roast beef, guarantee you eat 10 of it, you're dead. But anyway, we go to Arby's. This one smells Arby's 2 miles away, and he starts to jump all over. And then Jimmy gives him a little bit of the roast beef, the make-believe. It's really cardboard. They spray to look like roast beef. And to the dog. It's going to kill my dog. Then we go to Starbucks, and I get my coffee, and I always get a scone, a blueberry scone, because blueberries are good for you, and a scone is made with the least amount of poison. And Astro loves that, and I always give him a little teeny bit of that. So we have a dog that loves to get in the car. He loves to go all over with us, and I love having him with me all the time. He's my sweetheart. He's my little baby, my little boy. Don't you love dogs? Not for anything, but I brought this dog to a friend of mine's house, and she's Chinese. And you know what she said to me? Oh, in China, we eat them. I wanted to, say, hey, lady, fuck off. In China, you eat. How could you eat such a precious little thing? Well, but she ate rat growing up, so I guess she could eat a dog. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
But I love dogs. I love dogs. I do. Do you have dogs out there? Everybody out there has dogs? Rescue a dog. There are so many little beautiful dogs that people don't want for whatever sick reasons, but they have them as puppies and they think they're adorable. And then they grow up to be dogs and they're not puppies and they give them away. And the rescue centers are filled with these beautiful little animals that are so grateful. If you're a kind, loving parent, they respond with thousands of licks, hugs, and kisses. They'll never turn on you. They'll always be your best friend.
I love it.
Rescue a dog, okay?
We have 3.
We have 3 rescues. And if I had a farm, I would have 50 rescues. I would rescue every dog I could and make them happy because our dogs are so happy. We spoil the shit out of them.
Absolutely, especially that one.
And this one's the prince. He has a pillow with 4 tassels. I mean, he is the prince of all of us. Look how cute he is. Look, he's sleeping.
He's waking up.
Anyway,
maybe
so where's our guest? He got lost?
He's waiting. He's working on getting in.
Hey, working on getting in. Get in here, buddy.
So maybe we'll play a little music while we're waiting for him.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So you guys, this is Stevie B. The name of the song is I Want to Be the One. It's one of his big hits. Hopefully we don't have any problems with YouTube. We'll play it for you, and hopefully when we come back, he'll be here. Enjoy, everybody. I Want to Be the One. Stevie B.
I need you, girl, and I need you now. I get you loving me somehow, baby. The love I have is an open door, girl. Come on in, let's begin. I wanna be the one you're giving your loving. I wanna be the one you're kissing and hugging. I wanna be the one you dream of at night. Let me be the one.
Yay, that's Stevie B. I want to be the one, you guys. I'm super excited. I think he's in the green room now, so we're gonna let him in and see if we can hear him and introduce him and get rocking and rolling. Hey, Stevie, let's see if we can hear you.
You should be able to hear me just fine.
Yes, we can. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, record producer, freestyle legend, Stevie B. Hello and welcome to the show.
Ladies, put your legs together. Put your legs together.
Ladies, put your legs together. So, Stevie, let me introduce you, my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hey, Ron, how are you?
I dance to your great your music is music, not the shit of today, that rap crap. I hate
yeah.
that.
The mumble stuff where you have to sound like you drunk as hell and I don't understand a damn word they saying. I gotta be honest.
Neither.
Listen. When you sang, you held a note. You sang the music. Today they speak stupidity.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Spoken. I'm so sad that the kids today don't have your music to enjoy as we did. My daughter
is an opportunity for us to get back on radio again. I think so.
Absolutely.
My daughters love you. You know, you're from my daughter's era. I'm from the Studio 54 era.
Yes.
So but you weren't around yet. You're still a kid.
Well, okay.
No, you couldn't.
I'm gonna be 65 in about 30 days. So
I'll be 83 next year.
Oh, you're just a teenager. You're just a teenager, my man.
But I don't think you were from the Studio 54.
No, that's a little early. That's the disco days, and I was just a little bit young. But you know, that's the era that brought us in. So we were right behind that.
I saw Big Shot over here. We were just arguing before the show came on. I said that your music came after disco.
I knew it came after
Shut
disco,
up, you're
but
wrong.
you called it disco.
You fuck everything.
It was after disco. It really was right after disco.
Disco brought your music about.
Yes.
You purified it. That's why I love it. Then suddenly music went downhill. I don't know where the frig it went. But now I go to a club or something with friends. I don't want to dance because how do you dance to come over here, baby? I'm gonna grab your ass. I mean, that kind of lyric. No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, they got an audience for that. I mean, my son is a very big producer, and he does stuff for Justin Bieber and all that. That's his era. So I'm pretty sure people was looking at us like kind of weird too when we first came on the scene. So they're like, look. I mean, I don't know how they viewed us, but anytime something new comes in, it gets kind of weird. But this shit is weird. I mean, I can't even feel it. I give them credit. They found out how to get a big bag out of that money. And
but no talent.
Not all of them.
Wait a minute. Wait, listen to me. If the beat is good, like we have this guy called Young. What is it, Zuck?
Young Zuck.
Young Zuck. His music is so great, and he raps, and I can tolerate it. And there's two songs I like because it almost sounds like singing. Mm-hmm. But when they have no talent at all, and they're simply speaking to the same boom 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 boom
anyway.
That constantly.
I want to talk.
Ron, keep your day job, Ron.
He's an actor. So hang on. So first of all, we have a chat room full of people. So please say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, everybody in the chat room, what's happening?
And
Good to see you guys.
We just played your video, and I did
I
everything.
saw it.
I just did everything from stopping myself from getting up and dancing. I wanted to your music makes your feet move.
Well, that's what I say in that Take It All Back thing. All we want to do is to move our feet. We wanted to dance.
that's right.
I'm telling you, I sat here. The poor dog is on my lap. I'm doing this. I thought he was going to vomit. Shaking.
So here's what I want to say first off. So first of all, so tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling you from my house in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I come here from December to March. I take my 3 months off, which I didn't have much time off because I was actually recording and producing a track that's taking off over here by a guy named Bobby Rum. And he and I have a record together. It's actually just exploding. So I'm at my house in Rio, and I'm out tomorrow night back to Miami for the first show of the tour at the University of Miami.
I saw that.
I have always wanted to go to South America, always to Copacabana Beach and the Sugarloaf Mountain to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, during the 1940s when I was growing up, South America was very in as far as fashion and music and movies, and they always showed Copacabana Beach
At the Copacabana.
We performed there.
I performed that at the Copacabana nightclub. I performed to that music, Barry Manilow's. But anyway, yeah, I love South American music. It's Portuguese. It's not Spanish, folks. It's
not Spanish.
We say Portuguese. And it's wonderful because it and it goes so well. Gladys Knight did a song called Vacilo.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with it?
Of course.
I'm
married to a Brazilian for 30 years. I speak
You're
fluent
lucky.
Portuguese. I speak fluent Portuguese.
And I bet she's a raving beauty too.
She is absolutely gorgeous. Keep me for 30 years. You better be a raving beauty. But she's
those Brazilian women, they're either very ugly or they're magnificently beautiful.
Well, I never said I don't see that many ugly ones, but I got to tell you, they got a great pick of the litter over here. I got to tell you, beautiful women.
I have a friend in Florida. She looks like Carmen Miranda.
Hey, that's a good.
Brazil.
Okay,
that's
so
a good look.
I'm from Florida. I'm from South Florida. I was born in Miami. I went to college in Gainesville. When I got out of college, I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and we used to go see you everywhere. You know, you're basically like you, and I'm very good friends with Joya Bruno and all the girls from Expose.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very good friends with them. But I used to go see you, Pizzazz, Backstreet. Anytime you played anywhere, we would always go and see.
Where did you go to high school?
I didn't live there for high. I went to Forest Hill High School in West Palm Beach, and then I moved to Jacksonville for 3 years, and then I went to college and I came back. So I didn't go to high school there because we're almost of similar age. You're a little bit older than I am.
I went to high school in Long Island City, and I got thrown out at 16.
You was a bad boy.
They threw me out of school. They didn't want me there. I was too much trouble.
So Jimmy, I grew up in Miami also, so we were there probably in the same era.
Yes.
And then for college, I went to Tallahassee. I went to FAMU.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
So Miami was my upbringing. It was the blood that was going through my veins, and all of that sunshine and that weather and that tropical music and everything we were getting down there had an influence on what we were doing in Freestyle.
We would go out and buy let me talk for a minute. We would go out and buy like the blazers with the shoulder pads.
Yes, of course. That's the Miami Vice. That whole Miami Vice look was in.
And those Gerbeau pants, and we would go anywhere you and we would always see so who are some of the George Lamont,
Johnny O,
Lanier,
Coro, Lanier, of course. We're the creators of Lanier, so we're the ones that created their career.
I love Lanier, and I still am friends with one of the guys from Lanier in social media.
Are you talking to Charlie? You're talking to Charlie on Lanier?
Yeah, Charlie, yes. Charlie, yes.
Yeah, Charlie, he's still active.
And Trenier we would always go see Trenier.
Mm-hmm.
But you were always the king of it all. And the fact that you have, I don't know how many ballads you have, but since you have two amazing ballads, one of them
I have a lot of ballads.
I love you.
I got Waiting for Your Love, Because I Love You. I have A Dream About You. I have
Love Me
tons.
for Life. Love Me
Love
for
Me
Life.
for Life was all
That's
hit
what
record.
I
All
love.
hits, yes.
Yeah, you had big hits, which was a lot of
Mhm.
fun. So we used to go and see you, and on the show, because of Joya, whenever she's around someplace where we are, she always invites
She's
us
back in. She's back in. I think New Jersey now,
to
right?
Jersey. Yeah, yeah.
She's back in New
So
Jersey.
we get to go to all the concerts, and so we've had like the last time we saw her in New Jersey. We live in California now. We're in California, but
Where are you in Cali?
Palm Springs.
Oh, I know. We're coming to your town in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you're coming to Rancho Mirage. I think I saw.
Yeah, I forgot
Performing?
we're forming the whole Freestyle Explosion. It's a big tour.
Where?
Yeah, I can get you that info, but look it up over there. Just say Freestyle Explosion in Palm Springs. I think we're there on the.
Can you
Yeah.
VIP us in without having to be pushed
Of
around?
course not. Come on.
You can't VIP us in?
Of course we
serious.
can VIP you in, bro. I got the
don't-
juice.
I don't
I'm
want
the
to
headliner. I'm the headliner, bro.
I don't want to
Yeah,
stand
he's
on-
the headliner. You're always the headliner because you're like
I'm the
the
headliner.
because you're the man.
Stevie, I don't want to stand online for days and hours. I hate that shit. I'm
You
old.
don't look like you don't look like the type of guy that been standing online very
We don't
often.
stand around. We don't
No.
ever stand in
No.
line.
No, we are always VIP'd right in.
Yeah.
We go through the back where you guys work.
Yes.
And also, what's his name, who we love and adore? He does that, and he's a big star. Love is a beautiful thing. Love.
Oh, Leon, that's a different kind of music, though.
I know Leon's music. I love all music except rap. I could go from opera to symphony music to this guy's music to Johnny Mathis. to-
Ron is not doing. I could tell you, he's not doing no rap music, brother. You got a thing.
No,
for
he is not doing. He's
Whoa,
not.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're not. You don't do rap. He does. I like rap. He doesn't like rap.
No, because
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
So hang
Yeah.
on. So some of the freestyle people that we've had on the show, we've had Suave, Noel, New Shoes. Back in the
Okay.
day, I used to work
Yes.
for a record label, and we signed them. Expose,
Oh, nice.
Brandy K. Star. But we've
Mhm.
never had you, and you're the one that we always
Your
wanted.
music's
So
the
it makes
best.
me the happiest.
You
'cause-
are the best. I got to tell you, I was excited.
Thank you, Ron.
I
Hey,
don't-
Ron, you can stop, bro. You got your VIP. Come on, bro.
No,
I got you.
No,
fuck you.
You got your VIP, bro. You got your VIP. Come on, you got it. You in. You in.
Up anybody's ass for any
Yeah, if
reason.
he didn't like it, he'd be quiet if
Thank
he didn't
you.
like it.
Thank you, Ron. I
If
appreciate
you
you.
were a rapper, I'd be rubbing my dog and kissing him.
Yeah.
All right. No bullshit. And
I
everybody
appreciate
agrees.
you,
The
brother.
song
Thank
that
you.
he just played, the video he just played, what was it called?
I want to.
That was a wanna be the
I
one.
Want to Be the One. I mean, that's music.
Come
That's talent.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree with you right there, bro.
That should
I'm
be
not-
somewhere. I mean, I hate being like an old
It was
man.
really like top 20 or something like that in its day. It went somewhere and it's still there. The funniest thing is some of this stuff, and Ron, he's got it right. A lot of this stuff is kind of like fast food for the day. But I
Yeah,
can tell you, it's
absolutely.
not going in recurrence in 15 years. I can tell you some of that stuff is not going to be played. It's going to disappear, and it's not going to be. I don't think it's the kind of music that can hang around. And if it's just based on beats, people don't remember beats. People remember
Right.
melody. People remember
Right.
melody
And lyrics.
and lyrics. That's what they do.
Because when you fall in love with somebody,
Yeah.
you always have a song. Okay.
Yeah.
When I fell in love with my first person, my song was Chances Are by Johnny
Now,
Mathis.
why you say first person? Why you say it's with first person?
Because I was married for 16 years to a woman and I had a lover for 46 years. So I get confused. I have to say first person I ever fell in love with was this guy,
Gotcha.
Sal D. George was my first lover for 46 years.
Right.
And whenever I hear and when we met Johnny Mathis for the first time,
Okay. You didn't fall in love with Johnny, did you?
oh, wait, Sal had the
Oh, he would.
Wait, Sal.
He loves Johnny. That's like he's got
Okay.
every Johnny Mathis on vinyl, on CD.
I've been in Johnny's company 3 times, and
Oh, wow.
he is the most wonderful, kind,
Yes.
generous, soft, adorable, loving man. His music is his soul. That's
Oh yeah.
why
Well, you can tell. You can tell when he bursts it out. Let me tell you something. That's the real spirit coming out of there.
Oh,
Johnny
he's
Mathis is great, and we all listen. That's our era too, Jimmy. I listen to Johnny Mathis. I mean, everybody you guys are mentioning, you don't believe it's our era, but all of that still it's all in my music downloads here and my Spotify thing. I mean, I listen to old school every day. My wife is like, "Can you put something on that's up to date?" I'm like, "No."
I listen to a lot of old school stuff too.
Listen just to the opening lyric. Now you're with someone you love,
Mhm.
and you say to them, chances are I have a silly grin every time I look at you. And don't we all have a silly grin when we look at somebody we love? Of course
Well,
we do.
30 years has passed. I mean, the silly grin is like, what the fuck are we going to eat today? You know, that's
So we're only together for 10.
okay. So what's the biggest fight in a couple is when you get up, you say, what the fuck are we going to eat today? And then you stop at that stoplight. There's a special stoplight that's right in front of my house. We have to stop there. And it's either you're going to go left. Left is a Chinese or Japanese in that kind of way. And then if you go right, that's a whole different kind of food. So we stop at that light and we say, what's it going to be? Are we together on this thing or are we separate? That's always the biggest fucking fight of the day.
You're a comic too. You're funny as well.
So you grew up in Fort Lauderdale though, right? You grew up in
Well, I grew up in Miami and Lauderdale. So I grew up down south, Richmond Heights. I don't know if you knew where that was. Right past Sunnyland and Kendall, Dadeland Mall and all that.
I was born in Kendall.
Well, you was born right around the corner. I grew up. Yeah. That's my stomping ground. All of Sunnyland. So that's 87th Avenue. And then if you go south, all the way down to like a 152, I think it was, before Perrine and all that. So I grew up in that whole Sunnyland, Kendall, that whole area, South Miami, Coconut Grove. That was my complete stomping grounds when I was growing up. And then Fort Lauderdale came in later when I started producing and I needed to get out of Miami because I thought nothing was happening. And when I went to Lauderdale, I had much better luck. We had a lot of hits over there.
Oh, there you go. So
I was in Florida the first time. You ready for this one?
Tell
1959.
Oh,
in
I was just born.
1959, we would go to the 20.
I wasn't born.
Wait, we went to the 21st Street Beach because that was the gay beach.
Yes.
Around the corner were two gay bars, one owned by the movie star Martha Ray, and the other one was Billy Lee's, where
nice.
very famous performers started. Back then, gay was very quiet, and you couldn't let anybody know.
Yeah.
So it was mysterious, and I loved it because it was sneaking around, and everybody likes to see.
You like that shit, didn't you?
So my memories of Florida are when I was 19 years old, young and beautiful, and everybody wanted me. Now,
well, so you're middle-aged and beautiful now, Ron. So what the hell?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you're middle-aged. Yeah, 83 years young.
Come on, you're still a teenager.
Yeah, right. Now,
actually, he's working I'm a movie producer. When I'm not doing this, I'm a publicist, and I'm a movie producer.
Okay.
So, I produce movies, and he's got a bunch of movies coming up that he's.
I just got a script. This guy was doing a script for me. Not to cut you off, Ron. The funniest thing is he was doing it when COVID first came in, and then he sent me the first 60 because normally a script is about 150 pages. He sent me the first 60, and I was so not into it once COVID kicked in. It just freaked everybody out about the industry. But I got these 60 pages of Stevie B. It's called Stevie B. Love and Emotion, the movie. And Jimmy, I'm going to send it to you and tell me what you think of it, because I told Joe, the guy that's writing it he's out of Dallas, and he does full scripts and production and stuff. I said, it's about me. And so, I wrote this long book. I got a book that's 13 chapters. I did an audio book and I did my autobiography. It's about 350 pages. But I guess he based the script off of my life story. But I can't. It's sort of like listening to my own biography.
Your own voice.
My own voice is pretty good. I cringe at it sometimes too. I need somebody who knows the movie thing to say, Stevie, just like they say, like you said about I Want to Be the One. That's a smash record. I don't know if it's a smash script, especially reading it in script form. So I need Jimmy. I'm gonna send it to you.
Send it to me.
I would appreciate if you read it and say, hey, Stevie, this guy, he can write. This shit is really good. Or he sucks, because I don't know that business. I don't know the movie business like that. So I need somebody who's got some experience. If you're willing to do it, I would love to send it to you.
Jimmy's one of the best producers out there right really now. Good. He's doing a lot of big movies with possibilities of Jennifer Lawrence being in the film. I mean, all sorts of people.
I'm doing a romantic comedy, and I can't say who's going to play the lead, but let's just say it's a huge pop rap star. It's called My Porn Star Wife, and it's basically it's kind of like an urban Pretty Woman.
Really?
And I've got some really big
Beautiful.
A-list talent. Like the star right now that we're recording.
You already got it. It's already green lighted, ready to go.
Well, I greenlight everything. I go out and find the people with the money to put it together.
Well, you definitely need to read this thing because no, but I'm saying it because of this. Look, we haven't gotten the flowers. I think that Freestyle hasn't gotten the flowers that it deserves in the industry.
I agree.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
and I think rock and roll took off because a lot of the people that got in position at the labels, at the record companies, and movie companies, a lot of those people were fans of rock and roll and this and that. So when it was time to greenlight deals, it was already somebody that was excited about the content itself. They were like, yes, this shit is a hit. Hendrix is a hit. This is a hit. That's a hit. Freestyle, we don't have a lot of people in the industry, or you're in the industry and we don't know about it. Like, I don't know you, Jimmy Star, is a movie producer and a publicist, because I don't know why the fuck we don't know each other.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure there were things that you could have been doing to benefit us, and you love the music already. Everybody that you're talking about deserves flowers, deserves to be recognized in what we call the legitimate music side of this, the Grammys, all of this stuff that goes on. They look at it they take it sometimes as though we don't even exist. It's like, you're not going to even say anything. I mean, there's a Jennifer Lopez every once in a while. They'll say some stuff. People will use our loops, this and that. Shaq is a big Stevie B fan. A lot of people don't know that. And I'm saying, big guy, you need to say that. You need to text it. You need to do that. It's hard to get these people to admit, especially from the urban side. The blacks don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the blacks don't even want to say they love freestyle. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You grew up they grew up around the same things we grew up around.
That's
in
right.
New York, in Cali, in Miami.
Hey,
They won't give us the flowers, I think. I'm the voice that says it. That you fuckers need to say something about us, because it helps when you do that. It gives us clout.
Well,
Go ahead, guys.
Wait a minute.
You have the clout to do it.
Hang on.
Huh?
I get pissed off when people make fun of disco.
Mhm.
I want to tell you something about disco. I'm from the days of rock and roll. Guys didn't dance in those days. They said only faggots dance.
Right.
Men would not dance. Disco started men learning to dance with the
Y'all
women.
came the fuck out, and
And that's what disco did.
And disco
made-
brought. Ooh, what? If disco brought
disco
y'all
brought
completely
the
out.
They
Yes.
brought the clubs what they are
Completely
today.
out.
You brought you
Oh,
completely
true.
out the box. Yeah.
No,
But
I
you know
agree
what? This guy, and I'm going to say something, and Ron made a great point. Freestyle was the music that brought us out. It brought our creative juices out. It really allowed us to figure out who the fuck we were. And disco allowed the gay community to come out and say, this is us. This is happy fucking music. We like to have a great time. We ain't got all that drama. I mean, it ain't like they got drama. They like the drugs, though. They motherfuckers, y'all used to get high as fuck. Y'all, but you guys were experimenting and having fun, and it let everybody actually get a little loose. It's like loosen the fuck up, bro. It was a sexual revolution. It was a drug revolution. A lot of LSD, a lot of shit. Shrooms was going on. A lot of cocaine, but it was that era. It was that time. What freestyle did for us pretty much is the same thing. It was something designed for a certain kind of
What
audience.
happened to it?
Well, that's a long story. Let Jimmy ask some of those questions, bro.
No, I want to hear you.
Wait, I want to talk to him though. I want to ask
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, but you lucky you can talk, let alone sing.
I can't.
Ron, Jimmy, I see what you got to deal with every day. Okay, I get it.
I
I'm
can
getting
see-
there.
We're married for the last 10 years.
Okay, I can tell who
Can you
runs that
tell?
damn marriage.
Can you
I can tell.
No, so
Yeah, I can tell.
Wait a minute.
I'm the one with the social media following.
Stevie, so what happened to it? It quickly disappeared.
It lasted. Let's just say on a legitimate side, we got about 36 months out of there. We got it from 87 to like 90.
You're kidding. That's all.
That's it. There was nothing much after Because I Love You as far as freestyle is concerned, because we didn't have this title of freestyle. We were Latin hip hop. We were dance music. We were pop. Remember, we had to compete with rock. We had to compete with anybody that was lingering from disco. We had to deal with Meatloaf, Bette Midler, Elton John. I mean, those were our competitive, because we don't have nobody to compete with, because there was no hip hop freestyle Latin stuff. Nothing was coming on the pop charts coming with somebody with this skin color right here, because you had to be R&B. In Miami, that's WEDR. That's that urban. So they definitely was not having it. So when we were trying to sneak in, trying to be different, the pop stations and the white stations definitely wasn't having it. And my tan was way too caramel for them. VH1 hardly even played Because I Love You. And it was a number one hit, for real hit. So we still was dealing with the racism. And a lot of them don't know. I'm a black Jewish boy out of Miami. And, we was having all the trouble coming from that too. So
you got like everything against you.
the two most hated fucking races in the world, Jews and black folk. I got the pick of the litter here. But guess what?
Also for you though, because like there really was no competition necessarily for you because you're the biggest one in the genre.
Well, you got to remember, freestyle people wasn't my competition. My competition was trying to get in where
mainstream radio, mainstream music.
Yeah, hold on one second. I just got
this, Stevie.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
He said, "Hang on one second."
Oi, da onde? Na frente eles deixam você passar? Ok, deixa eu falar com eles rapidinho. Deixa eu falar com eles.
Say goodbye.
I got my T-shirt, guys, because I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, you're leaving tomorrow.
I'm leaving tomorrow, so this is.
I love it. Hey, everybody, we'll be back 1 second. He's coming back.
He's coming back. The question is, what I'm going to say to him is
Deixa eles passar.
Deixa eles passar. Freestyle music was always accepted in the community.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to choose. I just gotta open the front door for the guys to bring the T-shirts in because y'all gotta take
go open it. Go open it.
We are.
Hey, we're live, you guys. Stevie B, go look at how nice this freaking pool and shit is.
We are a family show. We're a fun show. We don't have protocol.
What a good guest he is.
We don't have protocol and all that baloney.
What a cool guest, though. He's like a lot of fun.
I mean, a lot of our guests have to pee. They get up and they go pee and they come back. We're human.
Sorry about that, guys.
Also, he's a 2 hour.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Hey,
long day here. So, where were we?
Okay, Stevie, I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been to every fabulous gay bar in the country. Okay, your music has always been a number one piece. Freestyle always was loved and played by gay people.
Yes.
So I think that your biggest fans were gay people.
They were the gay community was one of my first audience. Go ahead.
Gay people, and I'm speaking for myself and all the gay people I know. We do not know color. We do not know religion. We do not know any of that fucking shit that other people know.
Yes.
The first black and whites I ever saw, I was 17 years old in a gay bar. And there was two guys, gay guys, a black guy and a white guy, kissing and dancing a slow dance. So now they're doing all this bullshit about black and white. It's been around in the gay community.
Please. I know. My oldest daughter came out a couple of years ago, told me she was gay. She was married first to a guy. Then she came out and she said, I guess she was wondering if was I going to treat her differently. And she's a doctor and all that stuff. I say, you, my daughter, I don't give a shit who you sleep with and go to bed with and all that. That's your choice. I ain't never been that kind of dad that way. And I said, I let people live and let live. And it ain't my choice to make. It's your choice to make. And let me tell you, we have the friendliest and still the sweetest relationship to this day. And the gay community always, first and foremost, was the first ones to adapt freestyle. That Backstreets in Miami. Yep. In Lauderdale, what I'm talking about, Jimmy.
Backstreets, Pizzazz. I think I saw you at Pizzazz.
I played most of the gay bars in Miami. It formulated our career. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. A Lincoln Road. They used to have foam come out.
I don't know if it was even big enough to even do freestyle shows. Because it wasn't just a matter of the Backstreets was big. It was built to do.
Yeah, it was big.
It was big. It had that DJ thing right in the middle, and it was like the old disco kind of club. So it was kind of prepared just for when freestyle first came in and started doing those people.
So let me brag a little bit. So you guys, some of the songs, in case you're tuning in and you don't know who Stevie B is, if you're younger, you might not know. Part of Your Body, I Want to Be the One, In My Eyes, Love Me for Life, Spring Love, Dreaming of Love, and the best ballad ever fucking written, which they the Postman song, Because I Love You. So why was it called the Postman song?
Can I spill the beans on what the song really means? Can I tell you what it means?
Yeah, absolutely.
Warren Allen Brooks, I met 3 or 4 years before I was even Stevie B, and he and I had a little team together and writing team, and we put out a song in 1985 or 86 or something like that, and the record was called Boy Toy. I'm just a boy toy, and I belong to you. So Warren was the writer, but I wanted to sing. I had to sing because Warren couldn't sing for shit. He was fucking hard. But I couldn't fucking convince him to shut the fuck up and just let me sing. You right. He was a great producer. So we split, and then, I went on to be Stevie B 87, 88, 89, and then it was coming into 1990, and I got a phone call. So we were split up for a couple of years. And I got a phone call. They said, this guy Warren Brooks is trying to call you. He's desperate. He's in the hospital. I get on the phone, because it was hard to get the label. I was in New York at the time. And they said, this guy's desperate to talk to you. He's in the hospital. And I get on the phone. He had a nervous breakdown. He was in the hospital in Tampa. He said, Steve, man, I'm just depressed, man. And I threw all my music away. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? What's going on, bro? Hey, man, I hear you on the radio every day. It was killing him. I had all those hits. And went on. It's fucking. He told me. He said, "It's killing me, bro." I said, "All right, Warren, where you at?" I said, He said, "I'm in Tampa." I said, "You're in the hospital?" I said, "Let me talk to the nurses. Let me see what's going on." Yeah, he can get out, So I say, "Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a keyboard." He didn't have no keyboard. He didn't have shit no more. I said, "I'm going to send you a keyboard and a drum machine." And I said, "What are you going to do?" "I'm on tour. I can't come now, but I'm going to send you to B-Land." I had a place out in Bonaventure. In Lauderdale. Okay, I had 5 acres, I had 13 acres out in Bonaventure. I had a beautiful studio. I say, I'm going to send you to B-Land, and I don't want you to do shit. All I want you to do is go over there and concentrate, get your shit together. And I want you to write. So, and I said, when I had my phone, I said, "You threw away the book of songs?" I said, "You had songs this fucking thick." He said, "Yes, Steve, man, I threw all that shit away, man. I was so depressed." I said, "What the fuck are you talking about? You threw away?" I said, "What happened to that Postman thing?" Because it wasn't finished back in 86 when we were together as a team. He would just sing, "Got your letter from the postman just the other day." So I remember the song as the Postman thing, or the Postman song. So when I sent him to B-Land, on the Love and Emotion album, if you go look at the credits, he wrote 7 songs on that album. And he was so down on his luck, he became a millionaire off that song. And he became a accredited writer. And he was not, the record got nominated, I think, for Grammys or something like that. But it turned his life around. Now, other part of the story, when you see I got the letter, the song is not a romantic song. The song is because Warren was in depression. He said, "I wrote God a letter one day, and God said to me, 'I got your letter from the postman just the other day.' So I decided to write you this song just to let you know exactly the way I feel. Let you know my love's for real." So God says, "Because I love you, and I'll do anything." So the song
can sing for a change.
Okay. So the song is really a spiritual song about him was feeling so bad. He said, "I'm going to write God a letter." And God says, "I got your letter. And let me just tell you how I feel about you." And that's the real story of Because I Love You.
It's a great
oh my
story.
God, what a great story. And it really is one of the greatest ballads ever. I'm a child of the 80s. Actually, this show actually, before I met Ron, originated.
It was a lousy show. Nobody watched it.
But anyway, we originated with me to bring on 80s TV stars and horror movie stars and musicians originally when I first started. And now I like it because our demographic is basically 40 to 80, and so I like to bring the people on who have a great history with our generation, like you do. You have a great history with our generation. So that's kind of how the show started.
Well, Well, that's wonderful because it looks great. You guys have a great vibe. I mean, Ron, you guys do the show together every week. So look,
Yes.
you guys bounce off each
The
other
last
very well.
time
Ron don't let you get a word in otherwise, but I mean, I'm
No,
pretty sure that's
no, you know why? Because he's a bore.
okay.
So I love him to death, but he has no sense
I
of
know.
humor. He
Well,
doesn't
he's the
understand.
opposite. He's the opposite side of you,
Yeah,
Ron.
That's
He's
why
the
we get
opposite.
along
He's the
good.
business. Jimmy is a businessman.
I gotcha.
I did stand-up comedy for 46 years in drag. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
impersonated Jane Russell for 46 years, and I was
So
very
you're a
famous.
veteran. You're a freaking veteran there, Ron.
I was very famous as a stand-up comic back then, actor as well. So I can't help but be funny and talk crazy.
Okay.
I do this whatever. I never have a normal
But
conversation.
let him get some. Just let him get some of the freestyle shit in. Just let him get it
Well,
in.
you know what? If he reads it, he's interesting. If he uses
Yeah.
his brain, you go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not true.
Go-
Yeah, the reason
I
the reason
I
you know
can tell. You know, everybody can tell that's not true. So guess what?
I put a video
Ron, you
on
can
TikTok
stop it.
of me being interviewed at a red carpet thing, and in like 3 hours, it got 100,000 views of just me.
Damn, you're the boss.
So
You're the
I don't
boss.
have to worry about that. So first of all, you guys too, if you want to follow Stevie on Instagram, he's at StevieB_official.
That's it.
We have V Claudia in Germany who says she can't wait for you to come to Germany. You had written something on your Facebook page about
I
Germany.
need to go back. Frankfurt loves me. What's the place over there? With the Iron Curtain used to be there. Not Frankfurt, the other city. It used to be.
Hamburg.
No, not Hamburg. It'll be.
V
They're coming to
Claudia's
me. It starts with an M. I think it is. I'm coming to me in
Munich.
2 seconds.
Munich.
Munich, Frankfurt, all the little cities we went to with my friend Massimo and the other little kid over there, the Muslim kid. He loved me over there because you got a lot of Turkish people, a lot of Lebanese over there also. Germany, I don't get over there enough. It's too fucking far to go, and then they don't have the big venues to bring us, like, you know, I get to do in Brazil, or I did do in the States or in Canada. So I'd love to go, but you know, I fly that many fucking hours. They got to put that bag together, bro.
So now, where do you live when you're not?
He
not?
said
Do you live in
Miami. He said Miami.
No, I'm not in Miami. I'm not in Miami. I live. No, I'm from Miami, but I haven't lived in Miami for Jesus. I lived in Cali since '91. I've been out of Miami for many, many years. I sold the B-Land thing out in Bonaventure, but I was in LA, and then I live in Vegas. My kids grew up in Vegas, and they're there now. They don't want to leave because all their friends are there, and
We know a
and
lot
my
of
son.
people. We know a lot of people.
And so Vegas is my U.S. base, and Rio is my Brazilian base.
Do you know Michael Damian? Do you know who Michael Damian is?
I may know Michael Damian. I heard this name before.
He's a big soap opera star who, around the same time, he did Rock On. He did Hey Kids Rockin'. He had the #1 hit with Rock On back when you guys were about the same.
I may
time.
know him. I think I know Michael Damian. So just let's not go with that real quick. Let's move on to something else.
So how did you? So you woke up like how old were you when you decided, hey, I'm going to be a freaking singer?
I don't remember ever not singing. So, you know, as I was growing up in South Florida, I grew up on a strict diet of Earth, Wind and Fire, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, like everybody else in the late 50s, early 60s, 70s was Commodores, Jackson 5, Al Green, all of that. And then all of that Miami stuff with Betty Wright, Casey and the Sunshine Band. So all of that was my, you know, South Florida diet, just as it was yours.
Yep.
And then of course Gloria Estefan, and then Expose started to go late 80s. Shannon, you know, Lisa comes on board, and then I was trying to get out of those streets and stop. You know, I didn't want to sell cocaine because that, you know, they was making a lot of fucking money over there with doing that. So either I was going to sell cocaine and get rich, or I was going to, you know, I said, you know, God, if you give me a chance, you know, I started cutting lawns, and I had a big lawn service. And I started saving my money, and I bought a little equipment here. I opened up a little studio in Florida City. And that's how I did a group. I don't know if you remember. I did a little group called BVS&P. They have a record called "I Need You, You're What I Want." That was one of my first productions. So I didn't have anybody to sing after I heard "One Way Love" by TKA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can do that shit. So I started putting together doom doom dun, 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 dun. I did, I met Toga sometime, when I went up to Lauderdale to bring one of the BVS and P records up there. Some of the other stuff I was did, Miami Jam Crew, Hassan, I was doing all this stuff. So I met Toga at the record pool over there at Bo Crane's record pool. And we hit it off like in 2 seconds. I'm like, who are you? What is this? And I heard he was doing a Bo Griffin record. Bo was on Power 96.
Yeah.
He did a record called Action Reaction. You can look it up. Produced by Toga Cadis. And I'm like, how did you get those edits? How did you do? He said, well, I have a little studio in my apartment in Miramar somewhere he was. And I'm like, I just opened up a studio in Lauderdale, right off of Northeast 1st Street over there by the water. In Lauderdale. I had a big ass place. I don't even know how I was going to do what I was going to do with it. But I met him that day. Destiny brought us together. And I said, I have this studio. And I said, would you like to come see it? I'm looking for somebody to work with. And he's the only one at the time to know how to do the computers. He had an Atari computer they were doing, and MIDI wasn't even in yet. They had MIDI sync. And I went to their apartment and I see he had just a little setup, but the shit was powerful. I'm like, how are you doing those edits and all that? I said, let me show you my studio. I had this big ass Starstruck studio with 4 rooms and all that. I didn't know how the fuck I was going to pay the bills next month. I had my fucking lawn service. And it just so happens he started working on Part of Your Body with me. And the result of what you hear in Part of Your Body is Stevie B and Toga coming together. And every record thereafter on that first album was me and Toga. And the funniest thing is I still have a case full of original footage in here.
Oh, cool.
Of mixing Spring Love, not because I love you, Spring Love, Dreaming of Love, and Part of Your Body. I have the original footage while Toga and I was in the studio. So that's how I started off getting into the professional side. Once I met him, he took me to that next AI level. And you got to remember, music wasn't being done on the computer in 87 yet. It was still analog. It was still analog driven. So we were the pioneers of making popular music and not from the traditional analog way with the drummer, a bass, and a guitar guy. It was me and him in the studio. And when you see us in action, man, it's a beautiful sight to see, watching that magic being made. So that's how my career got formulated out of Miami with Toga.
I actually had met Toga through Joya. So Joya and I were really good friends. Back when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, I was a clothing designer. I had a bunch of clothing stores, so I would dress Expose for like when they went on stage and stuff. I would make for them.
Yes.
And I was fortunate to meet a lot of people through him. So did he. Actually,
Ron, leave him alone, Ron. Leave him alone.
Actually,
That's
everybody wants to know, though. So here's a hypothetical question for you then, because you've accomplished so many things, and I always ask this to actors and singers and stuff. So you're going to go on tour, and it doesn't have to be a freestyle tour, and you're going to perform with any 2 other acts, living or dead, and you could be on stage with like any musician in history. Who would you want to go play with?
Right now, today, I think a good fit would probably be Lionel Richie. I would love to tour. Yeah, that's the old school one, and our shows would do well because he has a lot of ballads and stuff like that.
Yes,
and I think I can fuck with the Weeknd. He should let me on. He should let me on that tour since he was like, they were biting our style, with that tenor voice and shit. Those are two. Those are 2 good ones.
You should tell your manager or whatever that he needs.
Well, you're the publicist. I'm gonna hire you as my publicist so you can make this new record, Take It All Back, a smash, because that's what it is.
Absolutely. Hey,
I really and truly wish Freestyle would come back.
Well, we got some. I sent you Take It All Back, right?
No, you didn't send it to me. You got to send it to me.
I thought you had the new record. I thought we was playing it today.
No, I don't have the new record.
Well, you're going to have it in like 3 seconds. What are you talking about? We got to play that. I'm going to send it to you right now. What are we talking about?
I'll forward it and see if he can play it real quick.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of music? Freestyle?
Of course. I am freestyle.
Oh, so there's no way you could ever alter it to modernize it or change it around.
It's modernized and it's presentized. And when you hear it, you're going to be like, I mixed in the old with the new. I made it happen. And this is why everybody's going crazy over the record because I
Okay,
did a
send-
great
I gotta
I
send
did a
it.
great fusion. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Hold on. Let me get to my mail.
We need our engineer to see if we could do. Juan, can
Okay.
you?
And what's the email you want me to use, Jimmy?
Actually, let me type it in here. Let me type it
Okay, type it on the window.
on the window here, and you can send it directly to Juan. That way, I don't have to.
Yeah. That's gonna be beautiful.
Juan,
We
are
got
you-
to do that. That's the reason I'm doing podcasts is because we got something new to talk about. We're just talking about shit. I don't get no money from that stuff.
well, I'm all in favor of what you're doing. I think it's wonderful.
Wait till you hear this new record, then, Ron. I got to tell you because I made the old and the new come together, and just like I was saying, Lionel Richie and The Weeknd coming together. Boy, that's some.
I put my address in there too. Send it to me too, so because
We have a thing on the show. My car, we call my car the Music Award car. If I like a song, it goes in my car. If I don't like
Wait,
it,
let him send it real
Wait,
quick.
wait.
We
Hold
got
on, now, wait, let me see what you put it at the bottom there scrolling. What did you put it?
Can you see it in the private chat?
Oh, in the private chat. There he goes.
Go to the private
Jimmy
chat.
Star contact at gmail.com. Got it.
Yeah, send it to the one above it, Juan Garcia, because that goes directly
Hold
to
on.
the.
You want me to go Juan Garcia? Okay, let me send it Juan Garcia. Give me 2 seconds. Let me
Now he's gonna
concentrate.
get a million people
No,
sending
everybody,
him stuff.
No, he's not.
I know
Dude.
couple,
And
I know
Juan
couple.
Garcia. Juan Garcia. Yeah, you got to play this new record. That's what everybody's talking about. This thing is at w4cy.com. At
Juan, are you with us?
Yeah, Juan. Hopefully you can play this when he says.
Not
it won't
not
be a video, it'll
twice
be an
if you're
MP3.
with us.
W4cy.
He's our engineer in Florida. He transmits us.
Juan Garcia. Make sure I don't have to look at that. Okay, tell Juan to check. Stevie
Juan
B.
is out of West Palm Beach.
Stevie B. Oh yeah, that's my stomping ground over there too. Tell Juan to check his email right now.
Check your email right now, Juan. He says I'm with you. So
And play and tell him to play the DJ Sama mix.
DJ Summer mix, Juan.
It's the first one on there. If it's gonna be the first one that comes in. Yeah, it's the DJ Summer remix. It's gonna be great. So here we go. Moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna. So tell us.
By the way, guys, I have my own podcast too, so that we do every week. It's called Freestyling with Stevie B, and it's hosted by DJ Sama. We do it every week.
Okay.
But you don't have Ron Russell on.
Great. So tell everybody, where do they hear your show?
Oh, they can see it on my Facebook page, and you're going to give everybody. You gave everybody my Instagram, so give them my Facebook. The Stevie B official. I think Stevie B Music on Facebook. They can go see me there and pop that up there.
Jimmy and I were the first podcast show in the world. Would you believe that?
We're like 15 years old. They didn't have a name
15
podcast.
years ago, there was no
Wow, that's amazing.
and we took a chance. We said, "Can we televise it?" We didn't think it
we
would work.
We were
but
one
it
of the
did,
first ones to do video.
because it was radio before, and we were
Well-
the first ones to do video, and it worked. People loved the video.
Is that chroma? You did a chroma key there, Jimmy? Ron? Is that chroma behind you? Or is that a real studio? What is that?
Oh no, that's our television playing the
That's
show
you.
live.
Live, gotcha. So that's a real TV. That's a real TV, and that's not a chroma screen. That's nice. That's a nice idea.
That's this way.
That's a real image behind me. That's my real pool.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
real cool. That's sweet.
nice. That's a great.
Yeah, I already did my 100 laps for the day. Over there, this side over here is where I do my. That's a lap pool on this side by that stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it comes all the way here to the studio. It comes all the way down, so I can get some nice laps in over here.
You know something? I knew a girl once that she only wanted 100 laps.
Oh, I see. Well, that's all she wanted. That's a lot of demand. 100 laps is a lot of demand.
So you do 100 laps.
You're
a day.
83 right now. You couldn't do more than 3 laps, and you'll be relapsed. That's you'll be done. Tell me Juan got that.
I'm looking to see. Hang on. I think he's got. So Juan, let us know when you got it, and let's play it real quick.
Let's play that up because that is the real. I'm giving the record to everybody. I don't know why I don't even give it to you. You were a little obscure. You were a little obscure in our communications. I mean, you know. Come on, you didn't ask me for pictures, and because everybody asked me for, can you send me up to date high res pictures, and if you got something new.
I just need one. Yeah, DJ Club Sama Club remix. Yes.
Yeah,
Juan.
play the 808 one too. They got 2 of them. One is the 808 Boom, I think
We're
it
gonna play
is.
the DJ Sama one, and
Yeah,
Juan,
both of them.
let us know if he's got it. Then I'll let you introduce it real quick, and we'll play it for
Let it
everybody.
roll.
Yeah. Tell me when you're ready, and I'm going to announce it.
There you go. We're going to work on that. Really cool.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it in Miami on Saturday too at the big show. You know, we're at the University of Miami at the arena, and it's a homecoming for me. He's ready to go.
That's right. You announce it for everybody, and he's going to play it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Star show right here with Ron Russell. You guys are going to get a debut, brand new Stevie B. It's called "Take It All Back." Check it out.
Stevie B.
By the way, Pitbull is in this too.
Way back. In a minute that I seen ya, I was sweating you like a freshman, just a senior. I couldn't even sleep, waiting for the next day just to see ya, girl, just to see ya. When you walk by my heart, it skipped the beat like a stack CD. I was knee deep in them 4 letters L-O-V-E, sprung on sting up, damn, she got me.
That's Pitbull. Way back in time, when the world was so uptight, and hot damn I miss it. Hot damn I miss it. We were young, we were wild and free. All I wanted was a move of feet, and hot damn I miss it. Hot damn I miss it. You looked around and everybody was getting down. No one on the wall and standing up in the crowd. We put our problems upon our shelves and enjoyed ourselves. I know it helps. We take it all back to how it used to be. Take it all back to how it used to be. I love it. That's what it is. I miss it. Good times, no static. Southeast is southern, ran a little heat to the mix, make dynamite. Freestyle was solid. Couldn't tell us nothing. We put the groove sound club on the radio. Now 96 didn't made us unstoppable. This singing music never gets old. It sure moved us so. I know you know. We take it all back to how it used to be. Those gems are sitting, them right they hit it. Look around and everybody had a smile. White lights, face and room, was freestyle. Our only worry was to love you. What our folks would do, tell you the truth. We take it all back to how it used to be. They don't make you and me, it's all love. We can take it all back.
Are you ready?
Pump up the party, pump up the party, pump up the party. Pump up the party, pump up the party, pump up the party.
Take it all back to the good times, weekend nights. We got fun when we walk to daylight. If I could, I'd press rewind to 85 and make sure you're by my side, so we can go back to how it used to be. They don't make you and me, so love. We can take it
All right now. Okay, what do you think, Jimmy? Come on, Ron.
Fabulous.
Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
You're transcending from one to another is good.
Okay, you got to give it a rating. You got to give it a 1 to 10 rating. And 10 being like the best.
That is dope as fuck. That shit is so dope.
We'll put it in my car.
Yeah,
Oh, you would put that? See, that's a winner right there. That's a winning
the
right there.
music award. But it's
Come
good.
on, Ron. Come on, Ron.
I like the way you're transcending from freestyle to rap. There's a little bit of rap in there. You know what I mean?
That's Pitbull. That's Pitbull in there. See, that's Pitbull.
I have a friend who back when I lived in Florida did a song with Pitbull, and I'm in and they needed a bunch of people screaming in the background. And
Yes.
And Pitbull was really cool, and it was right before he blew up to become the biggest thing on the planet, and that
Yes.
will help you a lot. That will help you a lot in promoting that single too, though. The fact that it's you.
Well, he did Spring Love with me, so he did a version of Spring Love with me, Pitbull.
No,
did.
I saw that.
So
No. So here's what we got to do, because I have another guest. First of all, I want you to send that to me. Second of all, I'm going to send you some information. Third of all, send me the script. And
right, I'm gonna send that over to you in a few minutes. I really am serious about doing this, and that was a part of the conversation in the beginning. We don't have enough big shit coming out of freestyle people, and everybody doesn't have that gift to keep their career fresh like that, because a lot of those freestyle artists didn't produce their own records.
Right.
So to go and rehash something that they did 35 years ago is but a lot of them are trying. I'm not going to say they're trying, but some of the stuff is good and some of it's not good. But
the fact that you just did that song though, and you did have all that throwback stuff in there in that version, that is super freaking hot. I'm telling you.
That's what made the record catch on fire, because of the fusion. We went and got the old school, the new school. We married them together. Like you and Ron, y'all got the, you and Ron got an old school, new school working right there.
I love it. So I'm going to hit you up because we want to come see you when you're in the desert. I think you're such a talent. We want to thank you for coming on the show, and any way I can help, I'm all about it.
Thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. I'm going to send you that stuff. Thank you guys for inviting me. Thank all the fans who's watching the show. Thank you, Watch TVB.
Hey,
and have a safe travels tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Thank you. Talk soon.
Stevie, keep up the motion.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you, buddy.
Bye-bye, Stevie. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hey, that was freaking awesome. That was so sweet. I'm like loving it. All right, everybody, we're going to bring on our next guest, Oscar Torre. You guys are going to love him. He's fabulous. What's up, Oscar? Sorry.
Hey.
We didn't know TVB had a new song. So, hey, how are you? It's nice to see you.
It was great. This is like a Miami reunion, Florida reunion.
It is.
I'm born and raised in Miami.
And so am I. So that's perfect. So I think it works absolutely fabulous. Let me do an intro. Everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, director, producer Oscar Torre, coming back to the show he was on many years ago, and he's done a lot of great things. So hello and welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure.
And, I don't know if I think Ron was on the show when we had you the first time, but I'm not positive. So if not, here's my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell, who I know you met at some of the premieres.
If I wasn't
Clown, what is it? Clown Fear?
Clown Fear. Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
Yes,
it was great.
That's his movie.
That's when I met Ron.
Not my movie. I had a 2-bit part. My movie. He exaggerates. But anyway, you must really be nuts to come back on this show. You like punishment, right?
I love it. Love it.
Meanwhile, how you been?
Doing good.
You working?
Been busy. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I've been in post-production for a film that I wrote and directed, and my wife starred in it, Shooty 2. And Shooty's been in Yellowstone and she's coming up in a TV series with Nicole Kidman. She's done tons of stuff with Nicole Kidman and Kate Beckinsale and Brian Cox, and she's been busy. So, but we shot it during COVID, and I just finished it. So we're starting the process of sending to film festivals, and we'll get distribution. But I want to run. I want to. It's called A Summer Night. It's called A Summer Night. It's about a woman who's webcamming to make a living during COVID.
Webcamming.
Webcamming.
Like webcamming, like sex webcamming, or
like she's a stripper, but she's out of a job because of COVID. So she goes to webcamming.
That's hilarious, actually. I bet that's going to be really successful.
But it's not a comedy, funny enough.
Oh, it's not a
description-
comedy.
Is it
Okay.
a horror movie?
No, it's a.
No, it's not a horror movie. It's not a horror movie.
Thriller?
It's a drama. It's a
Oh,
drama.
drama.
Basically, what I wanted to do is tell the story of COVID
Right.
while it was happening, because that's how we communicated with a lot of people. Everything was through webcams, phones, texting, not a lot of in person.
Right.
And I remember all these people telling me their stories, friends, through social media and stuff. No, I'm depressed. I'm this and that. So I cast a lot of those people, and I had them retell their own stories through the vehicle of telling her.
I think it's cool.
It's a good idea.
So hang on, real quick. So
Nobody's
first of all,
done a COVID theme yet about
hang on. We have a
where
chat
COVID
room.
inspired them.
Say hi to everybody in the chat room. First of all,
Hello, everybody.
and
Thank you for
then
joining us.
you can follow Oscar. You guys on Instagram. He's at Oscar Torre Actor. And so last time we had you on, we were promoting the fact that you were in the Hangover 3. And you've done so much stuff since then. And I don't know if you probably didn't hear, but
No, I was on that show. I remember that.
okay. So I think
I was on
that you are like the young now, because you're getting such a phenomenal role, especially some of the TV series you're in. I told everybody that you're kind of like now the young replacement for Andy Garcia. If they need an Andy Garcia type, that's you in the younger version, and if they want the 65-year-old one, they go with him. If they want the 35, 40-year-old one, they go with you.
Do me a favor, shave off the beard. You're too good looking to hide your face. No, really. You're too handsome. The beard takes away from your look.
So hold on.
You and my wife and my mom agree. That's like
No, really. You're a listen. I don't wear a beard because I'm good looking. If I were like Jimmy, I would wear a beard.
Fuck you. So first of all, some of the things that you did, like, we talked about the Hangover when you were here, but you have a role in the TV series Gaslit, which is a huge deal with Julia Roberts, Dan Stevens, who was the guy on Downton Abbey that you like so much, Sean Penn, John Carroll Lynch, who's been on the show, Tyler Perry's The Have and the Have-Nots, which we've had a ton of people from that on the show.
for 4 years, the last 4 seasons of The Haves and the Have-Nots. I played the head of the Italian mafia,
which is
That's
phenomenal.
usually what I play. You're taking my parts away, kid.
There you go.
Do you know Alessandro Fulcito? He's like more of a stunt man. I know he was in The Have and the Have-Nots, and he's a good.
Man, I'm sure I worked with him. I'm sure I worked with him because I killed quite a few people in that show.
Yeah, you probably killed him, which is cool. And then you got Star Trek Picard. Having Had-Nots is a big deal. We are big Tyler Perry fans, and there's so many people in that show that we've either met or had on the show, which it's a lot of fun. You have critical acclaim for The Boatman. You did Counterpunch with Danny Trejo and Stephen Bauer, which he's getting ready to come on the show. Abducted with Scout Taylor Compton, Mindy Robinson.
I know Stephen Bauer.
Ken Davician and Michael Urie, and a bunch of them have been on the show.
I know Michael also. So there you go.
We just had Donna Mills on not too long ago.
I know Donna Mills.
And you did Turnover with her.
I'm a big shot.
Listen to you. Queen of the South is a big show to be on. I mean, a little bit.
I did 2 of that.
This like killer guy, but I just thought, and then a show I really liked a lot was Kane with Jimmy Smits.
Kane, that was my big break.
That was a phenomenal one. Hector Elizondo, Rita Moreno, Paul Wesley, Jason Beggy, Neston Carbonell, Ken Howard. I mean, what a cast!
What an amazing cast! I remember when I booked that role. I had recently moved to LA. I hadn't been here that long, like 5 years, and it felt like an eternity. But I realized that was very quick to land a show like that. And I'm sitting in the table reading, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, wow, I grew up looking at all these people, admiring them, and now I'm sitting here, and Rita's sitting next to me, and Jimmy's across the other, and I'm like, this is, and then to have such a great role in the show, and the fans.
Oh no, what happened?
You froze. Oh shit.
We froze.
Jose, what happened? He froze.
Jose, can we bring him out and back in again or something since he froze? There we go. Okay, you froze for a second.
Okay, I'm back.
Having such a great role on that show, sitting with all the people you grew up with, and then you disappeared.
Oh, yeah. I got so excited I froze. Luckily, that didn't happen in the show. So, yeah, I know it was incredible being in that table reading and seeing all these people that I had looked up to. and now they were they're my coworkers. And then I had such a great role on the show, playing a guy who had just come from Cuba and who was who the audience didn't know if he was bad or good, because they like to put us in categories, and I was a little bit of both. But I was loyal to Jimmy Smits, which made me good, and the audience loved that character. Loved that character. That was a dream role, and that opened a lot of doors here for me in Hollywood.
So how long have you been in LA?
Are you Cuban or Puerto Rican or what are you?
My background's Cuban. Cuban.
I
Never been
thought
to Cuba.
You look Cuban. You look Cuban.
Actually, have you
that's why he said Andy Garcia, I think.
Have you? Yeah, maybe. Have you? I just think that you you have that look. Have you ever heard of a show called Sangre Negra?
Sangre Negra. Yeah, I know. I know a few people on that show. Anthony McKay, right? Anthony McKay.
Yeah, Antonio McKay. Yeah, because I'm probably going to work on season 3 of that, and so I was thinking you'd be a good person to put in it.
Let them know.
Yeah, I'll let them know because I might be producing season 3.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I know quite a few people on that show.
Which would be cool.
Now we're encouraged. This is ridiculous. We're actors, right? I could play a Chinaman or I could play a guy from the moon. It's called acting. But now Hollywood's not allowing that. I'm doing a movie with a big star, and she has to be Jewish because she's playing a Jewish woman. And if she's not Jewish, we can't hire her. And I think that's ridiculous. Like gay now, if you're playing a gay man in the film, you have to be gay. Yeah. You can't be straight playing gay. I think that's absolutely ridiculous because an actor plays everybody. What do you think about that?
That's an interesting subject. I agree with you. I think that the issue came when I saw with Cubans. It's very particular with Cubans, and Cubans we can look like anybody. I mean, because Cubans are a mix of Jewish, Italian, Spain, Black. So it's we can play. But what happens is in films, for example, everybody plays Cubans but Cubans.
Yeah.
So, and they'll cast everybody but a Cuban to play a Cuban. So I think the extremes lead to extremes. And possibly that's why we're in this situation, which to a certain extent, I agree with you that it's ridiculous, because we're actors and we want to stretch and we want to play stuff. But on the other hand, is like when I see, that I'm easier cast as an Italian American than I am as a Cuban, and
you do look very Italian though.
And they're not that many Cuban actors. So when you have and like Cubans, I can think, Asians or whatever. When you have an opportunity, you think, wow, this is a role that I'm perfect for. And they're like, well, no, we cast Al Pacino or obviously.
But you're going to lose money. Actors are going to lose. Listen, I'm in the film. It's my film. And the female lead that I want desperately, I thought was Jewish. And we looked up her background and she's not Jewish. She'd be so perfect for the part was written for her. And I'm upset about that I cannot hire her to play my wife because she's not Jewish. My movie is about my wife is a Jewish bookie and I'm Italian mafia. We're married. It's 1943. And the movie takes off from there. I'm Italian, so I could play the mafia because I always play the mafia. I'm 100% Italiano. So you can't get any more Italian than me if you went and got olive bread. But I mean, so I feel bad about this. So now we have to hire a Jewish actress who's not quite as good or wouldn't be as good for the role. And I would like to talk to Fran Drescher about this because she's the head of the union and say to her, Franny, this is like bullshit. And this actress who I love, I'm talking about. Could we mention her name?
No, don't go talk about people.
I would like her. We could give her a plug.
No, don't talk about people.
Let's use her name, please.
It's your movie. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, give me her name. I forgot.
I don't know her name. I don't know.
The blonde from that movie who I love. The blonde lady.
I don't know. Fucking honey, we talked about 50 people to play the fucking role.
No, she's a comic. We saw her in that movie. She was hysterical. The movie we just saw, the drama. Anyway, she's wonderful. She'd be perfect for the part. She's going to lose out on working. And I think that's a shame.
I mean,
Anyway.
it's sad. It's sad. Like I said, I get both sides. And
I
as an
don't
actor,
get
you're
both
like,
sides.
as an actor, you're like, I would like to be able to play everything, and it's a little, there's certain things that I can't.
But you play a lot of Italians though, right? You play Italian a lot.
I played a little bit of everything. I played a little bit
Yeah,
of
but you
everything.
could never play Irish from Ireland
No.
unless they
No.
made your hair and beard red.
Yeah.
Because
So-
you don't look Irish.
You're doing like a lot of things. You've really like since we had you on the show last, you were doing really good then, but now you've like blown the fuck up.
Her
'Cause,
name is Jennifer something. The funny comedian, the blonde lady who we love. Jennifer.
you're talking about the lady from
Yes.
she just won the SAG. She just won the Screen Actors Guild
She's
Award
wonderful. I love her to
for the
pieces.
comedic one with the face. I forgot
The
her name.
blonde. She's
Jennifer.
oh, Jesus Christ. She's a wonderful actress. I'm
She's
dying to play with her, to work with her. You would love to work with her too. She's hilariously funny and she does nothing. She just stands there and moves and
Hang
she's
on.
funny.
Funny. Wow.
She's a brilliant actress. She's been around forever. And now she finally got her big break and she's working in major films.
She's always been working in major films.
No, but always as a character part. She never
Oh,
stopped.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge. There
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
Thank
You
you.
knew who we're talking
She's
about.
amazing. She's
I
amazing.
love Jennifer Coolidge. I love her to pieces.
She's amazing.
It would be
But
so-
she's very particular. Also, her what she brings to the role. So you can make a case, I think, of saying, well, I'm casting her not because she's Jewish, even though the role needs to be Jewish. I'm casting her because she brings all this,
All the other comedic timing and all the.
There's only one Jennifer Coolidge.
You know what the problem is? This character is a what we call a Yenta Jew. She's like a real Brooklyn Jew. She talks like this already. What's doing? I'm dying.
Like
I
Fran
can't take
Drescher
it.
in The Nanny.
Jewish people will not like that if she's not Jewish. If she's Jewish like Fran Drescher, she has permission to do it. Like we don't like when they always show the Italians. Hey, what do you do over there? Come over here. I got a nice pasta for you. We don't like that. The Italians don't like that because not all Italians are that way. So when you make a movie today, you have so much criticism when your film goes out. It's ridiculous. Can't people just go to the fucking movie and say it's entertainment and not have a political reason behind it? I mean, like you're Cuban. Why are you playing Italian? Get an Italian actor. Who the hell needs a Cuban to play Italian? You know what I mean? We can't have this mentality in film.
I agree. To the most extent, I do agree with you.
I mean, we cannot. Years ago, Charlie Chan was not Chinese. Warner Olin was not Chinese. None of the Charlie Chans, three of them, none of them were Chinese. Today, if you had a Caucasian play a Chinaman, they come down on you like crazy.
No, you're right, but let's switch the subject now.
Okay, I wanted to get that out because we have to sound intelligent once in a while.
But I have 15 minutes and I want to like promote
and
all
I
his
wanted
great
to get
things
his
he's got
opinion.
going on.
I wanted to get his opinion because he looks like he's got a brain between the handsome face. That he's got.
Yeah, he does. so you tell me about like, okay, so you're in all these, because these are like major, these aren't like little TV series nobody's wants. You're in like these TV series on major networks. You've also been in A-list huge movies. What do you prefer? Do you like doing TV over? Do you like doing movies, or do you like doing movies better, or does it not matter as long as the work is good?
It doesn't matter as long as the writing is good.
As long as the writing is good.
Yeah. What's happening is that in television now, you see better writing. The writers, because that's where the big money is. So the writers who in the past would be writing features are all towards TV now, because the talent goes where the money goes.
Right.
Because for the last 10 years, movies have turned to shit. Everything is the same. Crashing, beating up, kicking, blood, guts flying all over. No intellect, no story base, no character development. Now, people like me have gone public with this. And we're saying, don't hire a star to make a shitty script, people to go see it. Okay, you got Marilyn Monroe in the movie. Everybody's going to go see the movie. But the
but she's dead, so that would be an event.
Yeah. I mean, that would be. I pulled her name out because I was thinking of a super duper star.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe is still the greatest star ever in the world because she's existed over 50 years. But I mean, you know that when Jimmy's looking to raise money, the first thing the money people say, who's in it?
Who's in it?
Not, is it a good script? Don't they realize that a good script, word of mouth, people will tell each other and your movie will make money? If your movie stinks, like that thing we saw the other night, I could have threw up, The Cocaine Bear. I mean, really, who wrote that piece of shit?
I loved it.
Well, because that's because you're
There you go.
I like horror movies.
I mean,
though.
it was for children, but not even. I wouldn't let my kid.
Which
go
actually, I noticed you haven't been any. You don't really do horror movies. You haven't really. done horror
Funny,
movies.
I haven't been. I've only been in one horror film that was done by a friend of mine, and it was a cameo. I had one scene, and it had nothing to do with horror. It was a somewhat comedic role that they let me go off, and basically, I was this guy who denied knowing anybody, which I knew all the players that were involved in the crime. But I'm like, nah, I don't want to know. Don't show me the photos. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. It was a comedic role. That was a lot of fun. But that's the only. I don't really like horror films, but I would love to be in a big horror film.
Right.
Because if you're in a big horror film, you can do all those conventions for the rest of your life.
Yes, like Scream. Scream's coming out tomorrow. If you were in Scream, you're like set.
I'm going to be in a very big horror film soon, and I would rather be in a traditional drama, wonderful movie where I could show my acting ability rather than play some pathetic old weirdo in a movie. That's not acting.
So wait, so are you at the point now, like, because now you're established, people know who you are, they look you up, and you do kinds of cool things. Like, do you always read all this? Do you take roles just because you want to work, even if they suck? Or are you really choosing and you pick? Because everything on your resume is really good. You don't have any shit.
I've always, in the most part, been picky about what I do, to the point at times that I'm like, I needed to work, and I'm like, but I tried to think long term and think, do I really want to do this? And if I don't like the role, I'll pass on it. And
I do.
Yeah, because I think I tried to think long term. And is it something that I want to do? Is it something that I want to be associated with? Is it a project that would be fun to be a part of? I mean, you start looking at different things. Who am I working with? Whose hands am I? Do I like the director? I check out what they've done, and then that's something that I might want to be a part of. And the script. It starts with the script. No movie's better than the script in the most part. I don't care how many stars you have in it. If the story's not good, then you're working backwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I read scripts all the time, and I politely write back, I don't think you want me. You might want somebody else. No, I write it nicely because I know that I can't give that person the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm.
I pick scripts where I know the character I can work with and do a good job with because I'm a serious actor. I'm not in film. I don't stand with my hands at my side and read lines. I'm an actor. I'm in the business 64 years. So I know my craft, and I know what works and what doesn't work. I'm sure you do the same. I know all good actors do this. You're not what we're saying in polite way is you're just not in the business for the money.
No. Maybe I would have made more if I were. But
that's how I feel. I would have been more famous.
But no, I don't think it's something that you can do long term and without going crazy. If you're just doing it for the money. I remember my first acting teacher actually saying, if you're doing it for the money, do something else. You're bound to make more money doing something else with the amount of time that you're going to put into this industry and the work that it takes. And I always remember that. And I'm like, and I even questioned myself at the beginning when I was going through the difficult times, and those still come. The one thing I've learned in all these years in the business is that, it's a roller coaster. And sometimes when you look like you're up, you're really not up. You're actually struggling to get work, but all that stuff that you did that maybe was high profile is out now. So it seems like you're hot. And other times that it seems like you're not doing anything, that people are like, oh, we haven't heard from me. What have you been up to? I'm busy as hell. It just hasn't come out.
come out
So,
yet. Yes.
And I've learned that that it's an industry that it comes full circle, and you see actors that get hot, and then it seems like they're cold, and then it seems like they
They're right
can't get
back.
arrested, and somehow one role is all it takes for people to
Well,
go, hey, I
I-
forgot how good that guy was.
Look at Brendan
Wait.
Fraser. I mean, like he had some problems, and now he's going to be on top of the world again.
And I have to say this: I'll be 83 next month,
That you don't
And-
look 83, so that's
Thank
a
you.
good start.
and my career has never, ever in all my life taken off. It took me all these years. It took me almost 70 years to be working the way I'm working now, and now I work like crazy because I'm an old bag. And they want an old bag that looks good for a movie. There aren't too many old bags around that look good. So when they need a good-looking old bag, they say, get Russell. He's a good actor. He works cheap. You can get him. So I want to say this. Your career can be all your life. All your life you can have a career. It's up and down.
It's up and down, and that's what I've learned. And I remind myself because when it's down, and you're like, why isn't it going my way? Why isn't it going my way? I'm doing good work. I feel like I'm and then something happens, and you get one role. Then the role gets out there, people see, and they're like, oh yeah, no, can we get Oscar? Oh, Oscar would be great for this, and then your name starts sounding off again. But people who think it's just going to go up, and it's not going to stop. I mean, there's not too many Tom Cruises.
That's right.
And look how hard he works. Nobody works harder than that guy.
That's right.
Well, if you're a good actor, you're always in demand. There aren't too many good actors today. We have a lot of actors. We have a lot of tricky cameras. We have a lot of tricky ways of making a bad actor look good, as you know. In my days, in the Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, Humphrey Bogart days, it was an open lens. They didn't have all this bullshit to fade you out and voiceover. We didn't even have a voiceover back then. What they shot was what you saw. So back then you were theater actors. And when you worked in a movie, you worked as it was a theater. Actors today don't know stage. They didn't work stage.
Yeah.
Have you worked stage?
I've done stage.
You
And
know
it's
the difference. You know
it's
what
the
I'm
best preparation for an actor because you're not hiding with a close up. You're there. You have to act. Your whole body has to be alive, and you can't lie. And you have somebody who's sitting, 5 feet away from you, looking straight at you, and you have to be honest.
That's what he means by reading lines. Like other actors, when we, especially like a lot of the independent films that we go to, the actors don't do any motions with their hands. They just stand there and say the lines.
I go
there's no
crazy.
emotion.
I go
out.
fucking crazy when I do that. Why are these jerks on film? I have been told by directors, Ron, a little less, because I think sometimes I'm working on stage, because I did stage for 46 years, and I think that I'm working. I have to remember, film is less, stage is more. You have to be broad on stage, but in film you have to be small.
So, I want to ask though, because I want to. First of all, did you actually? Because I haven't seen.
I want to know his stage work.
I haven't seen Gaslit. Did you actually get to work? Work with Julia Roberts?
I didn't work with Julia Roberts or Sean Penn because they're in a different storyline. I played one of the 5 guys, which were 2 were Cuban and 1 was half Cuban, who broke into the Watergate building. So I played with Virgilio Gonzalez, a guy that were all CIA, who broke into.
Is this for real or in a movie?
No, in a movie, TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the Nixon administration, Watergate.
Yeah, it was during Watergate. No, it's because it got great reviews. The show got great reviews.
It's great. The show's great. It was all around. The whole cast is it's like a all-star team, honestly.
I like
everybody.
Okay, so because you've already worked with so many huge people, but bucket list, because we've got 4 minutes. Bucket list, male and female actor you haven't worked with yet who you would like to work with, and if you could be in any film that's ever been made in history, what film would you want to be in?
Wow.
And you can't say your wife.
No, I worked with my wife.
Okay.
So she doesn't count.
Have you ever worked with her?
He says, yeah.
I have.
How did that go?
It went well. The first time we had sex on screen. So, yeah.
That's
I
good.
directed it. It was
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
The only time she listened to me.
And she did what you wanted. I love that.
The only time.
That's hilarious.
Actors that I would, I mean, there's so many great actors I love to work with. I would say younger actor, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Definitely, because that guy is like, I think he makes everybody better.
Yes.
His commitment to the craft. And I would say somebody who's not alive anymore, but worst case scenario, you would walk away with a great story. Marlon Brando.
Yes. Yeah, he
Yeah.
likes that. What about a female? Let's say you were going to go
Female.
with female.
Meryl Streep.
Oh, I don't like that one. No, she's a good actress. Everybody always picks her, but
I would love to see her work in person.
yes.
Wouldn't you like to work with Sophia Loren?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody wants.
Absolutely.
No,
It's incredible that you still see her. You see movies that Sophia Loren is in, and she still pops. It's like, I can see why everybody was crazy about her.
I was in a movie with her in 1959 when she was starting off.
Wow.
And she was the loveliest person you ever want to know.
Okay, and a movie. What movie would you like to have been in? It can be an old one or a new one. Do you like action movies?
I do, but I don't like doing them as much. I like watching them. But the reality of doing them is like is not that attractive to me anymore. Maybe when I was in my 20s. I think Godfather.
There you go. Okay.
Godfather would be an interesting film to be in, especially it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a good movie too. So you guys, Oscar's Instagram is Oscar Torre actor. So what's the name of the film that's going to festivals?
The one that I directed is called A Summer Night.
Okay, A Summer Night.
Going to be doing the film festival, and there's one that I play one of the leads called Final Vow, that's premiering in April 15th at the Boston International Film Festival.
Oh, good for you! Congratulations.
And I play a bad man in that movie.
Let me hear a little bit of your tough guy.
My tough guy.
Yeah, I want to hear you use a New York accent.
And Has and the Have Nots I did, which is not that far from mine. People think I'm from New York all the time. They go, whereabouts? Where from New York are you? And I'm like, I'm Miami, which is what, the sixth borough? Miami, they call it the sixth borough. The Has and the Have Nots, my first episode, actually the audition, was a scene that I'm threatening this guy. I'm lending him money, and I'm telling him if he doesn't pay me, there are consequences. And when I booked the role, and they didn't know I was an Italian, by the way. They cast the best actor that came in. They didn't know me. Later on, they found out somebody who was on the show, who was a reader, was like, "Are you Cuban?"
So do it real quick.
He knew she was Dominican. So the scene was that I'm threatening the guy, and the guy that later on when I booked the role, Mark Swinton, who's the head of programming was the head of the vice president of programming or president of program, says to me, "You know what? You got the role. You were the only one that we believed that would actually do that."
Do a line.
So my line was that I was telling the guy that if he doesn't pay me, there are consequences to not paying me. And then he's like, "Can we handshake? Do I sign anywhere? I'm lending him money. Do I sign anywhere?" I go, there's no need to sign. But I played it really nice. I didn't play the typical gangster because in the writing, you already see me blow somebody's head off in the next episode. So I thought if I'm like, "Hey, you don't pay me, blah, blah, blah," how you typically see, and then you see me blow somebody's head off, that's not entertaining. That's not surprising. So I said it very nicely. I'm eating in the middle of my food. I'm eating and having a drink. And I barely look at the guy, and I go, "No, I can lend you the money. How much do you need?" He says, 45 grand. I go, 45? Oh, wow. Yeah, I can do 45. 45 it's not a problem. He's like, "Oh, that's great." He's all excited. And I'm like, "So what do you want the money for?" And he's like, "No, I had a tow truck." I go, "You had a tow truck, and what happened? It got towed?" And he's not laughing. And I'm like, "It's a joke." He goes, "Oh." And then he laughs. And then I keep going, "Oh, okay, perfect. You want it cash?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." I go, "All right, I'll take care of you. But before you go, if I don't get my money back, there will be problems. Now go get your tow truck.
I gotta like.
So
love
you
it.
play it like yourself. When I work, you see
No,
what
we gotta go. We're out of time.
wait.
We're out of time. We're
sitting-
2 minutes over time.
Sitting here, I look like some gay guy, right, with the whole gay thing. But when I work, it's different because I would say to him, give me the money, because if you don't give me the fucking money, you're dead. You understand what I'm saying? You understand me? You get it? Did you understand? What language do you want it in now? Another language? I can give
That's
it
too
to
much.
you in a lot of
That's
languages.
too over the top.
No, it's not. That's what they love about me.
Anyway, you guys, this is Oscar Torre.
It's comedic
Check out his
mafia.
new movies. Check out all his work. Definitely want to see Gaslit and Have and the Have-Nots. Follow him on Instagram, Oscar Torre, actor. Oscar, thank you so much.
Good
Congratulations.
to
on
see
everything
you.
you're doing.
We'll see
We'll
you.
see you
Stop
soon.
it.
Bye, everybody. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye,
Thank you.
Oscar.
Till next week.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.